This is an important new moon because it's such a big deal for its proximity, its closeness, and the purity of the energy. So here's your chance to really get in there and put out what you want to see. Carefully set it up because there's a lot more energy in your toolbox this time.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get started then. Welcome, everybody. It is tomorrow will be the new moon in May.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome. And I'll tell you how crazy this time has been for me is everything seems to be working wonkily, like I had everything written down that it was the new moon, and for whatever reason, I searched and searched for the full moon.
Oh.
And it's not time yet. So I don't know if I'm reverted back to the old moon or if I'm jumping forward 2 weeks to the blue moon, because that one's coming up next.
I think you're jumping forward.
Yeah.
And yet your own admonition for patience and trusting slow growth. So just as you printed, which in itself was unusual. When I saw it, I'm like, she's doing astrology? Oh, wow. And I looked at what I was putting together, and they were so dovetailing each other.
Oh, nice.
That's interesting, and it's progress. It's progress.
Yes. Well, I just felt very unbalanced, let's say.
Well, I have that in my notes too. It's hard for you to follow your own advice because it is blazing sun solar energy.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about. So I wasn't surprised at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
It just, for me, it gets so, I'm a new Tai Chi student, and I have it on my refrigerator, fresh mind. So I try to think like that all the time now, fresh mind, and stay in balance and stay grounded. And so when the time comes that I am very out of sync, it's not easy for me, but anyway, I see Martin is on. Hello, Martin.
Hello, Martin.
Hi.
Martin. You remembered.
Yeah.
There he is.
I woke up.
Gosh, Martin, I hate to disturb your beauty sleep.
Yeah.
Well, you've been telling me that for a week. Martin, I've been sitting here and just suddenly falling asleep. I wake up and see the TV is still playing what I was watching, or maybe it's moved on. And as Kate can tell you, this has been happening to me, these inadvertent naps, for like 2 or 3 times a day. So I just suddenly zonk out and then wake up and go, oh, what time is it?
Yeah, I'll fall asleep just sitting, just wherever I'm sitting. I'll
Right.
just fall asleep.
Right.
I do.
Yep. It's been happening to all of us. How about you, Audrey?
No, I wish I could.
Oh, so you have the opposite. You're awake.
Well, I've been waking after all this of sleeping during the day. Then, of course, it gets to be the middle of the night, and I'm wide awake. I'm like, when will I be ready to go to bed?
Well, you've been living on kind of New York time since I've known you, really.
Exactly. But the whole 3 months of this illness, I was suddenly waking up at 6 or 7 in the morning and sound asleep by midnight, which was a very new thing for me. Now, it worked because I was suddenly available during the day for all kinds of things. People who try to reach me and whatnot, if they wanted to set an appointment for noon, which usually was breakfast time for me, I was able to, comply with whatever was needed. So we'll just see how long that lasts, and will I revert to New York again? I worked at night for over 20 years. So it's very hard to change that. I come alive at midnight.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, like I said last night, it was 9:30, and I was like in my jammies and ready for bed, and you were just thinking about going to bed, and it was what, 2:30 in the morning for you?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, normally my norm was I was sliding toward Midtown in a limo at midnight, and then coming back home, which was the opposite of all the traffic. I was coming home at 8 in the morning.
Right.
So it was perfect because there was no traffic.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Nice.
But it takes its toll because I did that for over 20 years. And
Wow.
stamped my personality, which as a Scorpio was already part of my little trick bag. We're night out. We're night people.
Yeah. And I always was too. I don't seem to be anymore though. So things are changing. And, I've been saying for the last couple of months, I keep waiting for a new normal to set in. And I'm still not sure what that is.
Yeah. Well, there's so many reasons. Well, the whole planet's doing a new normal kind of trip. And it's really disrupting everything. Everything you knew was wrong. There was a group back in the day, back in the 70s, called the, what was it? Oh, it's Fire Sign Theater, okay? And they would do all these comedy albums and stuff. And one of their famous albums was Everything You Know Is Wrong. Okay? Well, you can sure say that about the news today. Just don't bother to watch, because everything you knew before was wrong. And the stuff is changing drastically within an hour or two. Every hour or two, you look at the news and see something entirely different. It's kind of daunting, and I kind of got comfortable with not watching. I check in once a week, sort of, to see, well, is anything substantial changed yet? Okay, no, well, all right, back to my normal program, which is already running.
Yeah, I kind of watch the headlines.
Yeah, that's daunting enough.
It is, but I do think that awareness is good, but I don't want to dwell on whatever's going on. I don't want it in my surroundings, and at my age and my living situation, it's really not. I know that it affects me. I every time I put gas in my car, the world affects me, or buy groceries. But other than that, I'm pretty okay.
Well, I'm glad that I managed to create a now that can see what's going on, but keep it at bay so that it's not touching me too much.
Right.
For instance, I don't drive, so I don't have any problem with the gas prices. Now, it affects me when I get into a taxi because that's gone up, but that's okay. I have a budget that will accommodate with a little bit of room whatever's going on out there. The groceries have skyrocketed. But because of my illness, I had 3 months of them coming in with Meals on Wheels. So I'm not even cooking or ordering groceries. I just order some fruit and some, that kind of thing, bug spray, whatever. But even that jump, that wild fluctuation at the grocery store is at bay.
Right. That's interesting how you created that for yourself.
Exactly.
Now, when I was in Greece, I did find that gas, petrol was about the same as here. It looks like a lot less because it's in liters instead of gallons, but it was about the same amount of money.
Well, I'm used to dealing with liters, and we are paying for just, you might call it a pint. We pay for a pint almost what you pay for a gallon.
So in Greece, it was almost the same.
Yeah.
So England is that much higher. That's interesting.
All of Europe is on the liter.
Right.
And we look at you people in America and we're like, a gallon? We can't even imagine. Many people don't even get a gallon at a time. You get a few liters, you know. So they're not used to it being up that high at all. I can remember when I first came, it was about 70p or pence or cents a liter. So that would be just under, say, about $3 for a gallon, you know?
Right.
It's wildly over that now. It's like £1.50 or more for a liter. That's like double. So over the time, it's fluctuated wildly.
So that's about what, $5.50 for a gallon.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it's running like $4-5, you know, depending. Now California is a lot higher.
Yes, it is. I love that.
It is. Where I live, it's anywhere between $4.50 and like $4.99.
That is crazy. When I think about my childhood, and it was like 19 cents a gallon.
I think when I first started driving, it was 55 cents a gallon. It was the same as a pack of cigarettes, 55 cents.
Right. And because I went to college in North Carolina, a pack of Winston's was 10 cents.
Oh, wow. I don't remember it ever being that cheap.
No, either.
But I'm really glad that gas didn't keep up with cigarettes, because then nobody could afford to drive.
Yeah. When I heard my daughter tell me what cigarettes cost,
it's crazy.
I could not believe it. It's
and it's almost all taxes.
It's over 100 for a carton. I'm like, what?
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm so glad I stopped smoking.
Me too. And it's good for us that we stopped.
Yeah.
Mickey's background keeps going purple, fading in and out.
Really?
Ooh.
Yep.
Purple. Oh, that's so
funny. It's purple right now. Oh, it went back to tannish.
Oh. I'm seeing the tan, but the other night when we were on, I kept seeing it change.
Well, it's actually white. My walls are white.
Oh, it does look kind of tan, a little on the pinkish side.
I can see it going pinkish to light to beige to pink to beige. Yeah. I don't know what's influencing that other than the fact that I'm wearing a red jacket. So I don't know, but that's very crazy because this room is
purple. Oh, now it went away. So who knows what's going on?
I don't know. It's all very crazy.
Yes, it's your aura.
Yeah, that's true. It's changed drastically in the last 24 hours.
Oh, you know. Well, I love it that you're creating the reality that you want, and it's actually working.
It is. It really is. Now, something you said is part of that, where you're admonishing us to be very patient and to trust the slow growth. Okay, that's really like the bottom line of all that I was going to say today. When you talk about Taurus, you're talking about slow. We're talking about bull, you know, and the fact that things are very much slowed down because it rules creativity. It rules all the arts and creativity on every level. So that's why it's also the sign of the second house, which is your money. It's what you value. But you don't create that instantly. That's the area of charts of lotto and, you know, all of that. Bingo, the fast money. Taurus is about slowly putting your ducks in a row so that you get what you want to keep. You know, so it's all about what you value. Whether that's because you did something creative, well, you still got to sell it to get the money and blah, blah, blah. You know, set up some kind of chain of events that's going to make that come to you. That's what the new moon is. It's all about the ground you set up, the soil within which you're going to put your shoots. But you can't I love there's an analogy in the Brotherhood of Light, which I studied like 50 years ago, where they're saying, when they're talking about the tarot, and one of the Taurian cards says, do not be like the farmer who planted the seeds, and as soon as the shoots came up, he started pulling on them to make them grow faster. Well, that, of course, killed them. You see, so you cannot force the universe to do something. You have to do the things which were previously indicated will aid your acquisition, of whatever it is you wanted. But that's where that lesson of patience is taught. And this right now is all about really playing up the patience and everything. Going to what I was going to say in my notes was that you have to remember that Taurus is all about what we value, and it's what we acquire and long for, your intention. We're at the new moon. Taurus is about creating over time, and the new moon is about setting up those things which over time will bring you the full moon of this is what we have after we set up the intention. So there's a line there of sequential steps, and we're the thing that's the backdrop of those steps. It's on us to have a certain mindset so that these things can happen, and to have the patience to watch them play out. So we have to be patient to support our urges for acquisition, and we need to really think that through. New moons are loading and aiming our bow and arrow to take aim. It's all about, you've got to pick up the bow and set up the arrow, aim it right before you turn it loose. Now, once you do that, it has to fly toward the target. And it's all about how accurate was my aim, my intention. Was it actually calibrated to where I wanted my intentions and my feelings to go? How well did I create the path that was in motion? You see? So that's how that whole thing of the line of steps from one phase to the next, the new moon into the full. And it's all about whatever you're doing in this now, the new, is going to affect what you get to pick from that garden later. What did you plant? How did you treat it? Were you ready for it to grow into what you needed? It's only after we get to that next phase of fullness that we can find out how well we did to set it up, So we have to wait and see how successfully we captured what we wanted. And patience helps us wait to see this. Did you have planetary energies in your chart that helped or thwarted your efforts? That's why it's so important to have your chart and to learn a little bit about what am I seeing happening there. Unless you've got an astrologer in your household who can look at it and constantly tell you what's going on. But it's very, very easy to learn. And what was it that happened to you before? You see, what was your record, so to speak? Do I need to adjust it? Do I need to fix it? What do I need to do? Have intentions. We've been talking about this a long time. What has been going on all this time where you do the meditations, the journey, and how's that working for you? Do you need to tweak it? This is when you do all the tweaking, So I love what you said, because you were really putting it in a nutshell as to what we should be doing.
Well, I just love it that, you so for the past, about 3-4 days, you've been putting this intention out, how you wanted things to be, only to find out that they were exactly that way, that you didn't have to wait. It's starting to happen faster and faster, the better we're getting at setting a very clear intention without, wavering.
Right.
Right. And you didn't set how you wanted it to happen. You just knew what the end result was that you wanted it to be. And the universe put it all into place for you. You know, and it showed up in the mail.
I didn't even open it for a week.
Yeah.
While I was setting up, well, what am I willing to do to get what I want to happen? And once I had gone through all the stages of being surprised, being disappointed, being very, very upset, and then getting angry. And that's when I caught myself. That negative energy of being angry. I mean, I even wished revenge on them and all this kind of stuff. I thought up some horrible things I was going to wish as I turned off and told them what to do. And then I said, wait. You can't do that. This is the opposite of what you stand for.
Yes.
Okay, what are you doing? And I just backed off and says, hey, whatever happens, it was something I set up anyway because I created this now.
Right. So interesting. Something very similar happened to me, and I caught myself when I was getting the anger and the wishes, and I'm like, no, I am not this person. And the scenario was a little more removed for me. It wasn't personal, and it ended up resolving itself too.
Yeah. Well, that's really, really good. I had to really learn a lesson about not allowing others' intentions, which I, of course, had set up. I set up this lesson for the now. And thank God I saw it in time to get the lesson.
Yeah.
And then it resolved beautifully. So far, I still have to confront it and say, oh, I just saw what you asked, and I'm giving you what you asked for. Will that be okay? And I'm expecting that it will be, because I've got it in writing.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love that.
So it's saying to us, this new moon, which, as you said, is a supermoon. They call it a supermoon because it's very close to the earth when it's happening. So it's super. Those energies coming from the moon, which is our emotions, okay, those energies are coming through brighter and more intentional. They're hitting us harder because that's so close. It's as close as we can be to the moon in its orbit and our orbit. That thing is really honed in on us. So I was saying, it's an important part of your new moon actions then to make it a new habit to remain on course every month as you move through your list of what you need, what you want, or what you fantasize having. You, with that new set of instructions of how to handle intentions, that's our next move internally, personally. We're supposed to be vigilant. Oh, I'm thinking of it this way, and that didn't work for me for the last 5 times. Maybe I should change it,
Right.
Maybe I should look at the path differently. Even if you don't change the path, first adjust how you're looking at it. And you may have more vision than you anticipated. This supermoon is a good time to clean up how you use any new moon.
Right, and just noticing is going to make a difference.
Exactly. That word is so powerful. Notice.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Give up so-and-so. Okay.
How are you?
Just in time. Anyway.
Martin, how are you finding these? Is it following suit for you? Are you able to notice that what we're doing here is making a difference in how things are turning out for you?
I just don't have much negativity in my life, but
right.
I mean, sometimes things get stressful, I suppose. But right now, everything has been going wonderfully well. So.
Perfect.
And what sign are you? I've forgotten. What sign are you?
I'm Gemini. Taurus. I have Scorpio rising.
Oh, so your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, it's the 21st. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Scorpio rising. Ooh, okay.
I have a Scorpio mother too, so.
Oh, dear Lord.
And
Well,
then
that's interesting, I'm sure.
yeah.
Having an energy between the two of you, that's worth a good hour's conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's like me having a Scorpio daughter.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm all these many Scorpios, 5 of them. Well, 8 actually, but 5 functioning Scorpio signs. And then I had an Aries mother. So that's the same planet, but used differently. For her, it was fire, and for me, it was water. So we had a lot of animosity between us, but yet we could always relate to what the other was saying, even if we didn't like it.
Nice. So we were talking the other night about everything is perspective. It's how you look at it. So if you're looking at it from the Scorpio viewpoint or the Aries viewpoint. Yeah.
But that's the thing about us being here. We're here working out an agreement to learn by wearing a certain costume for this play. Now, we can play out the same lessons in a different costume. We're all here to learn something. But basically, it's learning how to manifest. Learning what does energy do? What is resonance? How can we use it as a soul?
Right.
So
yeah.
We're learning to be magi.
I love it. I love it. How are things going for you, Audrey?
One thing after another.
Yes.
Crazy. Every day something just about.
Yes. Me too.
But I handle it. Thing I can handle.
Good.
I'm getting 3 or 4 things a day. And that's turning my hair only white and back to brown and white. I mean, I don't know what I am from one day to the next because so many things happen. For instance, when they came to bring the food today, I happen to be up. I'm never in the same room. They come in, I leave the door open, they come in, put the food on the table and leave. And then I go in whenever I feel like it. Today, I said, no, I'm going to be in there in the kitchen waiting at the front door, doing something so that I'm actually up and seeing them. And he was shocked just like I was shocked. So I was all tickled. I was up and I was ready to get this. I had my tray, on my rolling tray and everything. And I said, well, I will open this in the kitchen and put the plastics in the garbage instead of waiting till I get in the living room. And the first thing I did as I crossed from the kitchen into the living room was, in pulling the top off, I threw it all against the wall. I dropped it and it went against the wall. It bounced off a table leg and it just went all down the wall onto the floor and around the wheels of the cart.
Oh dear.
That was fun to clean because you couldn't wait. You couldn't leave it.
Yeah.
You had to do it while it was wet and you could wipe it off and then clean it off, So I just looked at that. That was about the 3rd thing today that had been
missed. And that's another patience.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, I have to say that's probably one of my very hardest lessons that I work on every day is having patience. I do know that things are happening, but I feel like they should happen sooner.
I see.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, it should have been slow enough that it didn't happen at all. That just did it for me. That really
does that not surprise you that it's the same lesson at the opposite end?
Yes, it's absolutely anticipated because as these things happen to me, I immediately think, I wonder how this played out for Kate.
I know.
We always mirror each other, always.
Oh yeah. I had a headache the other night and I'm like, I wonder how Mickey's doing. And first thing in the morning, she goes, oh, I had such an awful headache yesterday. Oh,
That is
gosh.
so true. You
Yeah.
know, and it tickles me to watch the machinations of how things are playing out in this incarnation. And I'm looking at two views of what it is and how it could be, you know. In someone else's life, it's like this, but in mine, the same thing is playing out like this, you know. It's just, life is fascinating. I don't know how people say I'm bored.
I know. And I think that really most everybody is learning the same lesson, no matter where they are in their
Exactly.
lifetime, and it is patience, and it's, and unconditional love and self-care. I hear so much still about that. People still think it's selfish to care for themselves. And, I know the group, that I deal with, we're much better at self-care than the majority of, human beings.
I just wish I had learned some of that a lot earlier than 79. You know, there were as the lessons come up now, I'm like, ooh, I could have done that 30 years ago. Ooh,
Yeah.
I should have done that 50 years ago.
Right.
Oh,
right.
And I
So
would be going through this now.
Right. A lot of these lessons started for me when I started learning Reiki. That was a big, big part of it. That when I decided to, find a Reiki teacher and learn from her, it opened up things that I never expected. It opened up the whole spiritual realm to me, because prior to that, there was nothing there. Spiritual, it might have been lurking inside of me, but I was not aware of any of it. And that was at 49, 50 years old. So I'm about 16 years into it now.
Well, as I mentioned to you the other night, I'm taking a fresh look at the tarot. And having been involved from the standpoint of astrology all these years, I did the tarot, but my main thing about concentrating on it now is trying to show, guess what? The tarot and astrology are the exact same thing.
Now, are you still looking at the Brotherhood of Light tarot cards?
Yes.
Yes.
And I have a lot to say about that because, for instance, they don't believe in reincarnation. And it's the only complaint I have about the organization. But it was written by a man back in 1927, 26, 17. And it was a very different thing. We're talking about Sir Conan Doyle time and Blavatsky and all that. Very different attitude toward life. But although I had a problem with, well, why can't they get it? And all that frustration started to change drastically when I got into Seth. Because to me, I can't question anything he said about life and how it's set up. The universe, the this, the that. Everything resolves down to, but Seth said. Now, Seth talked about reincarnating.
He did.
He was very much about that. So that's good enough for me.
Right.
It made me re-examine all those writers who were trying to say differently.
Right.
And yet, everything I knew about the tarot still holds up as long as I cleave to the way that Seth was addressing that whole realm.
Now, when we look at the Brotherhood of Light in the more modern times, I have another problem with them, and I have addressed it with them, and they ignore me.
Oh, yes, they do.
I
have loads
So about 3 years ago, I bought their book and their cards, and using the premise that tarot and astrology are the same thing, they changed the star patterns on the cards.
Yes.
And I'm like, why is this? My star patterns are different than the originals, because I downloaded the old cards. And so I have them as well to refer to. And I never got an answer from them. So I don't have so I have that beef with them too.
They don't want to address it, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they changed it. Originally, as written by Benjamin, who is the founder of the Brotherhood, every card that shows a constellation is showing the true constellation and how it's set up. So it's different on everyone, and it shows you, let's say if you're looking at Taurus and the other 3 cards about it, each one is showing you the correct constellation for that decadent, that third of a sign. When they reprinted the deck, they took a lot of liberties with cutting out things because it's less money to have it where it's just throw some stars up there just so it's stars. And they weren't worried about trying to actually show you the constellations. They didn't care.
Right.
And they don't want to tell you that. But now if you ever find one of the old decks, and I have several from back in the 70s that I bought, they have the right constellation.
Well, and I'm glad I was able to find on the internet. I don't remember where I found them, but I do have. It's a black and white. Well, because the cards used to be black and white, right?
Yes,
so it's a black and white PDF of with the right constellations.
And Albert Benjamin himself had a lot to say about why it should stay black and white. So they caved to a lot of advertising crap that the pressure that the other decks were selling better because they were bright colors, they were this, they were that. But they ignored their own founders' instructions of why it should be black and white. So they changed a lot of things.
What was the reason? Do you know offhand?
You mean his reasons?
Yeah.
So that it wouldn't influence your psyche for each of the different signs. It's just black and white. It's one thing. And you can look at it whatever way you choose because of your own sign. It was less black, less electrical impulses of the different colors. If you're not a Scorpio and yet you're looking at a card that's something else other than Scorpio, and yet it has the people all dressed in red and orange and yellow because it's pretty, that's not what you needed.
I see. Okay.
As a leader,
that makes sense.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I am looking forward to, what you have to share with us about all of that. Maybe we'll start a little tarot group too.
Well, I am very shocked that it came up. And when it came up in my psyche spiritually, as I was talking to you the other night, and it just came out. And I'm going to do a thing about the tarot. And I thought, who said that? And guess what? It's all written already.
Okay, good.
I'm shocked because it just came to me in a piece. I sat there and I wrote and wrote and wrote. And I said, oh my God, it's coming through now.
Wow.
So all I have to do is figure out how many ways I want to cut it up. Is it a 5-lesson series or 6 lessons or 10 or whatever? Yeah. But I'm looking at what has to come out in each of those categories that I want to speak on. Because something happened a week or 2 ago that blew my mind. I have been following a certain very famous astrologer for at least 25 years. I had a lot of respect for them, and I've been following them, and I still, I have their webpage, their page on Facebook and all of that, and I just love them. We had a lot of personal correlations. They're New Yorkers. I was a New Yorker. We were pretty much going through the same things over the decades. So when it was time for my daughter's latest birthday, I thought, they have a lovely little new set with a pretty box and everything. I'm going to get that for my daughter for her birthday. I had not bought it for myself, so I had not seen it inside. And when she got it, she was so busy working on her school stuff that she didn't open it for months. And the other night, she expressed a desire to finally start to study the tarot. And I was determined not to ask her about when do you want to do it or this or that, or do you want me to help you with it? Whatever. I'm mommy, so maybe she wanted to study with somebody else. I pointed to the right books or whatever. So we opened it. And when she started from the very first card, it was horribly off. Horribly off. It was an insult to the card of what they wrote it was about. And I was shocked. I was very hurt and I was shocked. And I knew that as she looked at more and more of the cards, they were really blatantly off. And I was just so disappointed. And I immediately unfollowed and said, okay, I'm not going to say anything to them. They've got thousands of followers that are learning it from them their way. That's fine. But what it did was reinforce the very first or second thing that my study will state. When I first come out, my first comment is astrology and the tarot are the same thing. And then my next trumpet is every deck is right. That was a change for me because I was so adamant about, and it's got to be this way, and it ought to be that. And if you don't have it like that, you're just ignorant and I got corrected immediately. My higher self, soul, whatever you want to call it, immediately said, "Wait! Every deck is right." And I said, "What do you mean? How can that be?" Every life is different. And what you need as a soul, no one else can tell you what that has to be. So every deck, no matter how modern it is, all the modern decks are different. Oh, they have all kinds. They have the Chinese ones now, and they even have the Brotherhood is all Egyptian. They have a color deck that's Egyptian that shows the Egyptians very dark brown. And I thought, there's even a black deck now.
I don't know what mine is.
There are so many different versions now. They're all different. And each thing goes with whatever you resonate with when you see the deck. Do I like this? Nah. Well, then you need something different. Oh, I like this one. Fine. It's your opportunity for your soul to learn all the same lessons, but through a different lens. So it's not for us to each say that everybody else is wrong. And then they said to me, well, look at how you feel about it. Exactly. They're brown people.
Yeah.
Quite brown. Okay.
Yeah, there she is.
Okay. Which is as it should have been all along. You never, ever, ever see a person of color. Yeah, you don't see people of color in the decks. Now, there's the weight deck, which is the most popular of all. But again, it's very one-sided. And for all those thousands of black people who are picking up a deck, it's unfair.
Yeah. Interesting. You know what? This deck, it just felt very normal to me. I had no idea what the people looked like.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
But it's very difficult. If you notice with commercials, now this is one of the biggest things I've seen that's different in England than it is in America. I would say that I'll pick any 10 commercials on TV. Out of those 10 on TV, 8 of them are going to show a black person in them somewhere. Whether they're the main person in the ad or whether they're in the background. And they especially have ads filtered around showing families. And they show families that are mixed. Mm-hmm. You do not see that in America.
We're seeing it more and more. We are.
Oh, is it coming? I'm shocked.
Yeah, we are seeing it more and more. And actually, there was something just recently. They said there's not enough people of color in medical commercials.
Right.
It's like, so that was, I don't know if it was a study or just somebody's comments, but that was the most recent thing. Because no, it is, and they are of mixed marriages or families.
Right.
Yeah,
Are they
more and
showing,
more.
are they showing gay people in the ads? I mean, where the family they're showing is 2 men or 2 women as mom and dad.
Not really.
Well,
Not.
over here
I
you
don't.
do.
Yeah, I don't think so. And you know what, though? I don't really watch real TV anymore. So all I see is streaming stuff. So God knows what, I don't know what mainstream is doing.
Well, over here, the commercials are very, very, very inclusive, and so are the shows on TV.
You know, what are you guys
stars
saying,
are-
Martin and Audrey?
I agree with you, Will. You don't see many gay couples, but you see interracial families.
That's good.
Yeah. Now, TV shows, I am shocked as to how many gay people are on TV shows. And I'm not even talking the new ones. I'm talking ones that are maybe 10 years old, or like the Grey's Anatomy. Like, I didn't watch it when it was on new, but I've watched it in the last couple of years. It's hugely gay.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So there's, and they don't, I guess they do play it up as gay. I don't know. But I had no idea. Even soap operas have some gay people that are married that have children, either through adoption or one or the other partner has a child. So
Right.
even in soap operas, they're starting that.
Right. Well, things are changing drastically all over the planet because they're starting to reflect more reality as it happens than someone's idea of what it ought to be.
Sure.
And so we are heading into a reality that actually mimics reality. You see, and I love that. We are getting a chance to formulate our creation of now based much more information about what to project and how it should be or how it could be if you want it to be. We have a lot more information at our fingertips. When you go and look at TV or Facebook or whatever, you're getting flooded in the reels. You're getting flooded with people who are showing holistic things.
Oh, yeah.
The idea of people telling you what herbs to use and what proportions on what. It's all different now. Where before it was only what your doctor says. Well, your doctor doesn't even have to learn nutrition in medical school.
Right. So one small class. That's all they need.
Well, most of them don't even get that. So let's see who popped in.
I don't know. Cato, hi. Oh, and they're out.
Who's that?
Cato, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know them. They popped in and they're gone. So
okay. Well, I wanted to stress the fact that this is an important new moon because it's such a big deal for its proximity, its closeness, and the purity of the energy. So here's your chance to really get in there and put out what you want to see. Carefully set it up because there's a lot more energy in your toolbox this time.
Yeah.
And I admit that sometimes what you get from it may look negative at first, but if you have the patience you were talking about, Kate, a slow thing to happen and come into, view, then you will see the positive side of what's coming.
Yeah.
Don't go off half-cocked on, oh, God, it's so right. Wait, and watch as it starts to clean up. Patience and calm will show you the solutions that often show up when you show calmness.
Right.
It's hard, but it's very effective. We were again on the same vibe.
I love it. Well, considering we work with the moon energy, how can we not be, right?
Yeah. The moon is is such an important vibration because it's all about your emotions. And the emotions you have and project are your magic kit for creation.
Yeah. Love
Solar is power, but the moon is the emotions that give the power the
Right.
energy it needs.
Right. Right. I always think about Grandmother Moon and the loving energy. Yeah. And very feminine energy in my
Yes,
eyes.
it is.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
All right. Well, I think we're getting ready to get into this journey.
Okay.
I think we might be planting some seeds in this one.
I think so. I hope so.
We
Folks,
will be. I promise we will be.
Into your own mind, into your current awareness, and look at it. Look at what's in there and question it. Oh, this didn't work for me. Why? What did you put on it that could have been left out so it could do the work you asked for?
And that's why I think these journeys, because we visualize them, we see them, we interact with them, and it makes it more real. It is real.
Yeah. Well, it's the fact that we're interacting with the energies is the whole, the end all and be all of what we're doing here. We're trying to learn what to put in our toolbox.
Yeah.
What works for you? You need this, 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 and this. I thought I needed that, but I actually didn't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Right. And that's another thing about this new moon. It's releasing what doesn't work for you.
Thank you. That's the whole bottom line.
I mean, when we do our breathing, and especially like I said, I'm a new Tai Chi student, your in-breaths are bringing in all the light and the loveliness and the goodness. And then the exhaling is just letting go of what doesn't serve you, whatever that may be. I mean, it could be a pain in your shoulder, that you're releasing that, or it could be a heartache, whatever it is for you.
Yeah.
And we always do the deep breaths and keep those things in mind. You're always inhaling the lovely light, always the light, and then you're exhaling things that don't serve you anymore. Okay.
Well, that holding period in between, you inhale and then you hold a certain amount of time. But I always notice now that I'm working on breath, I notice that the exhale always equals the other two pieces. The time they allow you to inhale and the time they ask you to hold it, they're using both of those as to the length of time you should take on the slow exhale.
Yeah. Now, some of the ones I do the box breathing, which is 7 in, hold 7, 7 out, hold 7, 7 in. And, and I always tell people, I'm like, if you can't do 7, do 5, do 3. A child, they'll teach children this to calm them down in school. And a young child cannot hold it that long. So they just do 3s.
Right. I do that for me sometimes.
Right. These are just guidelines. Always remember that. Whatever we're giving you as guidelines, do what's comfortable for you. Because if it's not comfortable, it's not going to work.
There's no need to do it if it's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And this thing about it being a super moon also is working on us in the sense that it's so intense. You may find if you're a very psychic person, you're really affected by it. I mean, like in my own case, I was so affected once it started to flood me with energy that my voice changed. My anxiety levels changed. Everything had to do with me needing to pay more attention because I was picking up the energy. I was picking up how strong it was and what it was doing and everything. So I'm looking forward to this journey.
So just to let you know that we are still more than 24 hours away from the peak. So it peaks tomorrow in the Northeast at 4:01 p.m. So we're still quite a ways from it. And just settle in to your space. Find a comfortable position. You can either stay seated or you can lie down. Allow your hands to rest gently in your lap and softly, softly close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold and release. And hold. Again, breathe deeply in. Hold. Let go. Exhale. Hold. One more time. Breathe in. Hold. Breathing in calm, steady energy. And exhale anything you no longer need and hold. Now just breathe naturally. Bring your awareness to the top of your head and imagine a soft wave of relaxation beginning to flow downward. Relaxing your forehead, your eye, your jaw, letting your neck soften, your shoulders droop. Let your shoulder blades just slide down your back like warm butter. The wave continues down your arms, into your hands, down your chest, your abdomen, your hips. Reaching now your legs, your knees, your feet. You are now fully relaxed, safe, supported, grounded. In a moment, you will move deeper, deeper into a state where transformation becomes natural, effortless. 3, you step onto a soft, earthy path. The ground beneath you is warm, steady, alive. This is the beginning of your quantum shift. 2, ahead of you, you notice a gentle glow, a doorway, shimmering with possibility. You feel drawn toward it, calm, certain. 1, you step through the doorway and enter your quantum world. Good. You find yourself in a beautiful, grounded place. A grassy area stretches before you, vibrant and alive. To your right, a bench, facing a softly flowing stream. To your left, a creek with a wooden bridge crossing over it. Ahead, a forest path inviting you forward. And beyond the bridge, a peaceful village. Everything feels real, solid, welcoming. This is your space of becoming. Now, from across the bridge, you see someone approaching. It is you. But a version of you who has already become everything you are ready to be. They are calm, grounded, secure, radiating quiet confidence and deep self-worth. They have built a life that is stable, abundant, aligned. Notice how they walk, how they breathe, how they carry themselves. As they approach, they smile because they recognize you. They place their hands gently over yours, and you feel a transfer of energy, of knowledge, of certainty. Now, silently or out loud, begin repeating after me. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Again, slowly, feeling it in your body. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. With each repetition, you feel it anchoring into your cells, into your mind, into your reality. Your higher self begins to merge with you, step by step, breath by breath. You are becoming them, and they are becoming you. There is no separation. Now, together you walk to the earth and gently place your hands on the ground. You plant an energetic seed. This seed represents stability, security, self-worth, a life that supports you fully. See that seed glowing beneath the surface, taking root, growing steadily, naturally. There is no rush. Have patience, because what grows here lasts. Now let's rest in this for about 10 minutes. And now, fully merged, fully aligned. Feel the strength in your body, the calm in your mind, the certainty in your pen. Repeat one more time, slowly and deeply, every day, in every way. I'm getting better and better. Let it echo through your entire being. Now, it is time to return, bringing this version of you back with you. Step back toward the doorway. 1, stepping through, bringing the energy with you. 2, becoming aware of your body, your breath. 3, gently returning, grounded, present, transformed. When you are ready, you can begin to stretch a little, wiggle your fingers and toes, and slowly open your eyes. I want to thank you for being with me on this beautiful journey, planting this beautiful seed, watching it grow. And when you're ready, you can turn on your mics and your cameras again.
Whoa.
Welcome back.
I was gone.
Mm.
I was deep.
Nice. I will say that it ended up being a bush, and it was happiness and joy.
Mm. Yeah. All of that. I am still somewhere out there floating.
That's all right. That's all right. You know, we do need to be grounded, though, especially if you're going to be going out and doing anything. Have some water. That helps to ground.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing, Audrey?
Good. I needed some calming, and that's what I got.
Oh, wonderful. And you, Martin?
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Very cool. I got a shower with a garden hose.
Oh my. Oh, wow.
That'll wake you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carol, you popped in at the tail end.
I did. Sorry.
You probably didn't get much out of the meditation.
No, I didn't, but I'm glad to be here to see everyone at least.
Oh, good. Nice.
Was that you popping in that made the little noise right before we started back, or was that the fact that you were coming back, Kate?
No, Carol did pop in right before. Yeah. And before we started, there was someone else that popped in, and I did not know who they were, but they left almost immediately.
I remember that.
We have been having people pop in and out this week. So I think people are exploring, and I don't know what's happening to them, but they, some of them stick around and some of them don't.
Wow.
So.
That was a very nice meditation. As I saw my higher self, that was me, as you put it, coming over the bridge, there was a long line of other incarnations of mine stretched out behind it. So 100. It was a parade.
Parallel selves, yeah. I love that. I love that these, when we do these, they correlate so much with the submaterial that we have been studying.
Mm-hmm.
And Bert?
Yeah. Well, as they got closer to the bridge itself and started to cross toward me, the whole thing lifted up. Their legs went behind them, and it became just this one thing that was floating toward me.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Really interesting. What a sensation.
Good.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Mickey. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you. To come back and suddenly see you.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you too. You always make me smile, Mickey.
Carol,
Yeah.
you didn't hear what Mickey had to say earlier about something she's thinking about doing.
Oh?
Oh,
What are you doing now, Mickey?
Oh, I'm working on a tarot course.
Oh, something to do with your cards?
Yeah.
Tarot and astrology together.
Excellent.
That is a huge topic.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean,
that's surprising to me because I don't know how in the world anybody can do anything with the tarot and not realize it's astrology. I don't get it. You know, I mean, and every card always has all those astrological correlations. I mean, it is demonstrably the same thing. Why has it never been taught that way?
Well, yeah. I think, Mickey, it's like, it feels to me like a lot of what people do in spiritualist ways is they're not historically grounded at all. You know, they just grab stuff and go with it and create their own meanings in a lot of ways without really. It's like trying to play the piano without learning the scales or without having some I mean, some people can do it intuitively, but most people cannot. So, but you have people who just jump in and bang away at it.
Yeah, I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Like how to play without touching the keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
or even learning the keyboard.
And,
well, I'm very intrigued, Mickey, about your sharing and investigating whatever you're doing right now with it. So,
well, it's interesting that, as I said, I was talking to Kate, and in the middle of the conversation, I suddenly announced that, I'm working. I think I want to do a tarot class, and she said, "What?" And I said, I looked around like, who said that?
And I didn't bring it up this time, and then she announced it here too. So I figured, well, okay.
Oh, Mickey, I love it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Well, I found it very intriguing that within 48 hours I had written it. So it's all written, and I just have to divide it into the appropriate pieces. But
Kate will be very good at helping you with that, I'm sure.
I think so. The little Leo energy there would be good.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
It's really, really taken off in my head, and it's something I really look forward to doing.
I love it. You can count me in. I'm totally up for learning as much as my brain can hold.
I think that it's something that will expand its own space as you go.
Okay.
So you'll find that what you can retain will tend to grow because it's such an organic study.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah. I'm smudging my mascara. Ha ha. I only put on a tiny bit, and my eyes are burning a little. So
Oh,
I hear you. Yep, it was definitely something in here. I don't know what it is, but our higher selves are like.
Yeah, the room is full. Okay, I'm aware of that. I mean, it's standing room only in here.
Well, when you have all those probable selves, of course.
Yeah, they never left.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're talking hundreds of incarnations that
So,
all
like,
showed up.
I remember the first time you mentioned anything spiritual, like the channeling wise, and you said, and it was during a Seth talk way back in 2020, and you said I was walking, and then all of a sudden there was more of me walking, and it was like walking into me and another me and another me, and like, oh, yeah.
I don't even remember that, but that's very interesting because that's exactly how it feels.
That, yeah, I do. Do you remember that, Martin?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Oh gosh.
Somewhere it's on YouTube. Somewhere.
Right.
Oh,
Right. I have never taken one of them down that we had done. So they're all up there somewhere.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I periodically go back and revisit different ones and whatnot. I'm starting to try and be determined about it, disciplined about following it, and it always surprises me because when we start, I'm in a state of resonance psychically, and so much of what comes out, it's like channeling. It comes out and I'm not aware of it. It just flows.
Right.
Once we begin.
Yeah. Well, last night I was actually trying to record something on my phone. And when I opened the recorder up, I found all this stuff in there that I'd forgotten about. So I sent you. So in the book that we're reading, the Seth material, at the very end of the book, there are the, what the heck are they called? The senses, maybe? There's like 12 of them. And I read them while I was on the beach. I can't find it right now. I read them while I was on the beach in Spain. And I sent Mickey the first one, which was on the inner senses. So that was me reading a part of that book. But oh my gosh, just listening to it and hearing the waves, it's amazing to me. I was sitting on the beach of the Mediterranean, and I can even remember the clothes that I was wearing.
Wow.
And I recorded all, I think there's 12 of them. I recorded all 12 of them. Yeah.
Well, that's really great.
Yeah. And then I found other stuff too. like I found something called the, oh my God, it's some kind of point, whereas you can find the point in your aura and then move it. I can't remember the name of what it's called right now, but I sat and I listened to that last night, and so it was very much a reminiscing evening. Right, and they were all different meditations that I had done for whatever reason here or there. So
that's good stuff when you do that.
Yeah. And why I was trying to record Hare Krishna. and that didn't work, but I found all this other stuff.
Well, I went to YouTube and purposefully pulled out several of their versions of Hare Krishna, and also the one that where Tina Turner does the Namyo Horenge Kyo.
Oh, I love that one.
I do too. That took me back. Wow. But this today was wonderful dive into resonance. The things that were brought out and the things that we talked about, but there was an ease to the conversation and the flow that was a little bit unusual in the sense of its intensity. It just seemed to meld together and flow better than usual, and I love that. And I particularly enjoyed the way you set up the journey. I noticed the differences, and I said, "Oh, she's going there. Oh,
It was different, right? And sometimes I feel like I kind of get stuck in one way, so this one was a little different. Yeah,
it was. I loved it, and that thing of meeting yourself across the bridge, that was powerful. Very powerful. I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed what it released me to explore. So it was very, very effective for me. And I'm sure I will run right back and get into it again as soon as we get off.
Oh,
I'm going right back over the bridge.
Good for you. Good for you. And I will work on getting this edited, hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow. So
it's okay. I mean, I can't forget how it happened. I mean, it'll be easy for me to recreate it in my head and go back to that spot and have them cross the bridge to me again. Because, I mean, I may use that once or twice a month for who knows how long. You know what I mean? It's a wonderful method of contacting a part of yourself or of all yourselves. That was really, really powerful of that for reaching through so many different versions of yourself. So I love that. That was very effective.
Nice. I love it that you or anyone else recreates these and does them again, even without hearing them. That's wonderful. Nice. Yeah. And, I feel like the simpler I can make it, the more people can do that.
I think it's very good. Where you are as a person spiritually changes from day to day, from week to week, or whatever. And things like the way that journey was set up allows you to confront and really examine each of those different versions of yourself. Yeah. And I found that really effective because I know I changed drastically. Like when we were talking about what I was going through and how I went through all these stages of dealing with it and eventually came to something that worked. Well, that's great. To know that it can happen like that is very, very empowering, Yeah.
Yes, you're a very good influence on us, Mickey.
Oh, I'm talking about your influence.
Well, we make a darn good team.
Yes, we do. We all do. And that's why I was saying to Audrey how nice it was to have her there.
Yeah, we really miss her at the Seth discussion, the book reading. And
I hated missing it the other night. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I get it. It's really late for you if we do something, and we were on much longer this time. It was a longer chapter. We were on at least an hour and a half to 2 hours this time.
Right.
Oh, yeah. But it was great conversation.
I've been falling asleep inadvertently at all kinds of different odd times of the day. Just suddenly you take a nap for an hour and you wake up, or it's 2 hours have passed, or 3 hours, and you were shocked that it just suddenly took over and did it.
Well, Mickey, it's been a little over 3 months that you've been pretty darn sick. So you are still just coming out of that. So give yourself, time,
Patience.
Right?
Yes. There you go. Taurus is so much about that. It still surprises me, even though I know the astrology, but you forget about the attributes of what certain signs are due to you. And Taurus is about slow, all of a sudden. Because Aries is so, hey, let's go. Hey, hack that up. Cut it up. It's not right. Okay, get rid of it. Kill it. And then Taurus says, wait a minute.
And they're right next to each other, right?
Yeah. And then Gemini comes along and says, well, I'm of two minds about that.
So we have two Geminis right here with us.
And, I know that your thinking bounces back and forth. Well, I think it's like this. No, really, it's probably more like blah, blah, blah. And you've got these two different voices in your head,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want to limit the divine.
All right.
Whatever
Well,
works.
thank you, everyone. So this week coming up, I don't think we have a whole lot coming up this week.
We got Brandy coming up
Thursday.
pretty soon.
Thursday night is Forgiveness Across the Veil.
Okay.
So that'll
Well, you'll just sit there for a minute because I'm not going to let you go.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
See you
love
later,
you.
everybody.
Huh?